To me, I mean, you have to be scared one more time.
Ready to see Alan.
All
right, good evening, everybody. Welcome to this week's episode of West Coast Pullers Live. I'm John Bohr. We have Chris Daniels next to me there. Jason Gish just below me. We got the hair of the West Coast up in the top right there, old Dylan Babelle. And down the bottom, we got the ancient guys. You got Alan Baballe, Sam Erb, and Brent Chipponeri.
You're ancient, Brent.
Good. I feel like
we're old. That's okay.
Compared to Dylan, yeah.
Compared to Dylan,
That's what I should.
He keeps us young. It's okay.
yeah.
Well, actually, we should say Sam, the golf cart guru, Erb.
Oh, that hurt.
The fine golf cart.
I knew somebody was going to bring that subject up.
The fine golf cart.
That's still a sore subject.
Yeah.
So tonight we're going to talk with these guys. They run in hot farm and super farm tractors in the West Coast. Sam drives green adrenaline tractor. Brent's got green energy. And then Dylan's got orange crush, the AC hot farm.
And I ain't got a damn thing.
And he's got
And Alan's tractor somewhere missing.
Uh-oh.
right
Get
there.
out.
Junkyard. It's in the junkyard. Right there.
It's on the wall.
Right there.
On the wall. Oh, it's on the wall. Okay.
He's famous back there.
Somebody's probably using it back there to plant some corn or something.
So let's go ahead and start off with, let's start off with you, Alan. Let's talk a little bit about the history and how you got into it and everything else with the tractors you've had and the tractors you've worked on.
I think back in the olden days, me and Sam started in about 1983 or 4.
I think I started about 82, and I know you were right in there. That's actually how I met this guy. Was pulling.
That's the first at the VTPA. I started off with a Farm OM, and I really thought I was doing something, about 38 horsepower. And then we just kind of played right there and had a lot of fun. Built a 60/30 12,000 open tractor. Had a lot of fun with that. And then I got this stupid idea to build a Alki super stock. And my brother thought I was crazy. And then finally, I think I drove them nuts, and they said, just go do it. So I went and did that. And in the meantime, when that was getting built, I bought a 60/30 super farm from Lance Little. And we ran that in the meantime, and then I had sold that. So that's what it's all about, the good old days.
Where'd that 60/30 end up at, Alan?
That's the one that Sam's driving right now that Wendell Trinkler bought. So
okay,
that's where that tractor came from. That's what I got.
Which is now running a 75/20 hood, correct? Correct, Sam?
It just got a different hood on it. That's why we've done some revamping on it. So that's the reason. Same exact 60/30 and 75/20 are the same hood.
Yeah, there's been a lot of changing on that
Yeah.
tractor from time he got it to now. Actually, about the only thing that's original is the engine block. Actually, the
block
engine.
and the steering wheel.
Actually, the engine.
And
yeah.
the fenders.
Yeah, you could say.
That's about it.
Yeah, Sam, talk a little bit about your history with that. You know, going back to the old tractors and then starting in with, then finishing up with Wendell's tractor.
Well, I mean, I started pulling antiques. I mean, it was somewhere early 80s when it did that and pulled that, actually multiple different antiques in the beginning. And then trying to think what year it was we bought, we bought Gerald Glenn's light super stock back east. And, we run that. Actually, my brothers and they actually belonged to the company at the time. And so run super stock out here when we kind of had enough tractors out here when there was a class. So had a lot of fun doing that, and you know, just kind of the stepping stones come along the way of doing that.
Now, which one was that? Was that Varmint or in yeah? I
That
can't
was,
say.
Varmint.
that was Varmint. The Instigator was actually, that tractor was actually in California originally. It came from Hemet. A guy by the name of Ted Link owned it. And so my two younger brothers were good friends with a dairyman out here. And so he ended up buying it, and they run that tractor for years. So, which we had a lot of fun. I mean, we were good rivalry because we pull against Tom Dompey, and it's like you got to have them good rivalries. We're a little friendly, but yet you want to kick each other's butt. And
A lot of fun and a lot of beer.
yeah, there's probably quite a bit of that.
Yeah.
And a lot of work.
Yeah, a lot of work because it's like we wrenched on them all the time. Let's put it that way.
I remember a few evenings being at Sam's shop and had to go pull the next morning, and the motor was in 100 pieces, and we put it completely back together and stay up all night drinking about 20 pots of coffee. And put it together and go tractor pulling the next day. We weren't too smart back then, and we're still not today. That's what we are.
I think all pullers are going to relate to that. Alan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Having stuff apart and getting it back
Yeah,
together. Showing the
running the super stock is you work on them a lot. I mean, still nothing like driving one of those things when they come to life. It's like just a whole different animal. It's like if I had a big bank account, I would still have one.
Yeah, I still remember one of the things as a kid watching those tractors, those 50 series John Deeres, is the way you guys had it hooked up to where it hit a certain RPM or whatever, and the light bar. If people know, the 50 series John Deere has a light bar in the front of the hood. That light bar would turn on when you got to a certain RPM.
Yeah, we just had them set up on a boost pressure switch, so it's kind of like boost come up, it would turn the lights on. So it was like, yeah, this one of those things that we dreamed up doing or whatever. So it was like, yeah, just that whole deal. So yeah,
I've never seen anybody else do that. I've never seen anybody else copy that.
Ryan's tractor set up that way now.
Brian's Stagno, his lights on his fender come on if you ever take notice of that.
Yep.
He has red lights like on his. Why they're red, I don't know, but you know.
Yeah, I never noticed it. I never noticed it come up on the boost, but
Yeah.
I think John needs that on code 3.
No, I got enough stuff.
He's got his own lights on there.
Yeah.
Brent, talk a little bit about your tractor.
I don't know. My dad and I started pulling about 2010 or so antiques with Pete Stavrianidakis let him borrow a John Deere A for the season, and he ended up winning the points with it. So he started there, and then we found an old 4020 up by the Delta, and weeds were over the top of it, and we went and picked it up and started pulling that thing in the stock class. I don't know. We ended up with like 5 or 6 antique tractors we have pulling them, and then I saw these guys having fun with the super farms, so then I wanted one and then found that one and the price was something I could afford. So I jumped on it and we've been having fun with it ever since. I've had it since 2018 or so.
Yeah, wasn't it your first hook with it when we went to Yerington?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you pick it up in New York or something?
Yeah, I came out of New York.
It's a good running track.
You guys, my son and Brent used to play ball together when they were kids, which I mean, I didn't know that back then, but Brent's one enlightened me about that, so he really made me feel old on the deal.
Brent's dad, he was talking about his tractor, said, I want you to go to New York with Brent to look at this tractor. And that we found. And I said, what is it? And he told me what it was. I said, let me make a couple phone calls. So I called Jason Hootman, which knew a lot about that tractor because he did a lot of work on it back in the day. And I called Brent's dad back and said, there's no need for us to go back there. Just write the check and let's get this thing out here. So that all happened.
Yeah. Yeah, Jason from New York. I don't know how far he lives from where the tractor was, but he did.
He did work. He knew all about it. Tim Engler did a bunch of work on it, so it was the right choice at the time.
Hey, Alan, we're getting a couple comments here. John Strickland, sure wish Alan would come back out and play with us on the East Coast. Guys.
You're gonna come play, John. We miss you guys. You guys are awesome people.
We would meet in the middle, is what he said.
Meet in Nebraska somewhere.
Yeah, we're gonna come play. Don't worry. The plan is this summer we're gonna be there.
Nice. Cool.
Might be a pedal tractor, but we'll be there.
We'll be there. Might be there with a beer can, but we'll be there. Yeah, we'll be there.
And, to answer Chuck
I
Hobbs,
want to drive that horse tractor one night. I think me and John need to switch one night. What do you think, John?
what's that? Oh, that John? Yeah.
No.
So Chuck Hobbs had a question for all of us. Much small block carbureted mini rods out our way. No, there's really no mini rods out here anymore. Haven't been for a few years now. The closest mini rod sled is in Arizona. They run Arizona, New Mexico area.
Yeah, Donnie, Robbie, for goodness, and Jesslyn. Most of their tractors stay back there, so no pulling as far as.
Donnie Reeves says hi.
How you doing,
Donnie?
Donnie's another guy that helps us all out with a lot of things he does for pulling out in California.
Yep.
Him and Keith Brown, they do a whole bunch
Huge support.
for all of us.
Always has been.
Yep.
Dylan, talk a little bit about your tractor.
Well, started pulling when I was 12 years old, the Ford 6610 and the 8,000-pound stock class, making about 80 horsepower. And then they made this new class out here called the 8,500-pound class. We found a tractor we thought would fit pretty good in that class. Started building it, and the class got a little different. Went from a 200 horse class to make whatever horsepower you can with the parts given. And we kind of just built the tractor, and it's what we've been running for the last 2 years.
So how old were you when you drove Wendell's Super Farm?
Oh, yeah. I was 13 years old when I made my first run on a super farm.
Did an excellent job, too.
That's awesome. He's born to drive.
So we went to a different color just because Sam's pretty much bleeds green. I bleed green. We wanted to try something different, and orange was the choice. And we've had a tremendous amount of fun doing what we're doing with that tractor.
Well, when it started out in the 200 horse deal, well, actually, prior to that, the 200 horse deal, we're going to get a tractor that Dylan could run in that 8,000-pound stock class, and if you could make the weight, you could run it. So I told them, I go, well, let's look for the highest horsepower tractor that we can
Get it out.
get down to 8,000. That's relatively light. And so I think I told Alan one. I said, well, the cases were kind of light and an AC, and Alan like, a case or an AC? Really? And I was kind of like, why? I'm kind of like the Alice's myself a little bit.
Yeah, we weren't taking a turn.
Yeah, so but Alan's deal was like, Uncle Sam, you're killing me. I don't want either of those two. So yeah, that's how that comes about.
Yeah.
No Ford or New Holland, huh? Out of the question.
Nope, out of the question.
I think Dylan got his first win on my tractor,
Yeah,
Yeah,
I did.
my John Deere
60.
60.
John Deere 60.
Yeah, positive fruit.
At about 1.5 mile an hour, right?
Hey,
if that.
the next night I got my second one on stagnant tractor.
Yeah.
That's right. A lot of good fun. We're all like really good friends. We try to help each other, and we got our Slayer pull team, which is all of us, Brian Stagno, and we enjoy pulling and have a lot of fun together.
Yeah, you guys are always awesome to be around.
But we all want to. When we're done, we're gonna have a cocktail together and get something to eat. It's all good.
I got the comment of the day right here.
Oh,
The comment of the day comes from Susan. Sam needs to bring the varmint back out and kick some butt.
I believe that's gonna happen here shortly too.
That hurt.
You're getting permission there, Sam. You're getting permission there. Get it back out.
Yeah,
We've been on him to get it done.
she reminds me of that fact.
If there's like 47 hours in a day, you'd have it done by now.
Yeah, Sam only works about 23 and a half hours a day, and he's trying to get his tractor done, but an extra half hour, he really needs to get a little sleep. Would probably be the best thing for him.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
So, Dylan, I got to ask Dylan this question. I'm trying to remember. How old were you when you told your dad you were riding in the four-wheel drive pushing pit, and you told Dad, I can drive this tractor, and your dad's like, yeah, I know you can. And he goes, no, I want you out of the tractor. And he showed me that video. So how old were you on that?
I was sort of 6 or 7.
Yeah, I think he was about 6
It
years
is
old.
funny because Alan showed me this video. This little kid in a big four-wheel drive John Deere, you barely see over the steering wheel, and he's just pushing up the pit like a pro. I mean, lifting the blade and pushing it right up.
I had to get out and talk to a customer, and he said, and the customer looked at me and says, there's no way that's happening right now. And Dylan just was doing it we just let him go for like an hour. Just sat back and watched him. It's pretty cool.
That's similar to like me and my brother back in the 80s at Stanton County Fair. You know, my dad was always in charge of the arena and getting the arena prepped for you guys and everything else for the shows. And here's my brother and I at 7, 8, and 9 years old out there running our spring tooth, running the brush rake, taking out the poles after the derby and doing all this work. And one of the board of directors for the fair comes out there and goes, what are these young kids out here doing this tractor work? And the fair manager turns to him and says, well, if you'd hire some good adults, these kids will outrun them.
that's how we all learn how to drive. Learn how to drive in a tractor.
Yeah.
Yep. So
Beating.
We got some nice pulling going on out here now. We got Brian Massetti with his sled, which is tremendous out here. And we got BTPA with their sled, which is really tremendous. And it just makes pulling a lot better for all of us with some good sleds, because we didn't have good sleds in the old days. But it really built up. It's really built up tractor pulling out here tremendously.
Yeah, actually, I mean, we got a lot of good things going because if you look at the tractor classes or tractor classes, super farm class, hot farm class, whatever you want. I mean, I just refer to as regular tractor class. But I mean, there's pretty good numbers in the super fun class, and it seems like a lot more interest coming that way. And
Yeah.
so, yeah, it's a good thing because everybody has stuff going on, but at least if the numbers continue to grow, no matter where the show's at, there will be enough tractors show up and, help the promoters. I mean, some of the pulls this time of the year get tough because guys got their tractors parked and changing stuff.
Yeah, we got a
and,
couple of them.
yeah, so I mean,
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah, we do.
that, but yeah, like Alan is saying, is since Massetti got to really hand the hats off to Brian on that deal when he stepped up and bought that sled, because that totally changed things out there.
Mhm.
We were dying until Brian did that.
Yeah, I mean, thank God that they are really care about the sport a lot. So yeah, that's a good thing.
Yeah,
That definitely gave it a good shot in the arm whenever Brian bought that sled in 15. That definitely gave it a big shot.
yeah.
Brian probably didn't know if he was going to make a penny or even make his payments, but he just he loved the sport of pulling, and he's got a pretty good following with a lot of people, and done a good job. And they do a good job. The VTPA has done a good job, and L&L's done a good job. Just trying to make things better. Our biggest thing's been our tracks, and we're trying to do that better for everybody. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
You've done really good with that, Alan. Especially turn off. You got some water.
we try to have fun.
Yep. I agree.
Say something,
Think
Brent.
you have fun.
Brent and Dylan are being too quiet. Me and Sam are doing all the talking.
Yeah, I know.
Is there any more questions? John?
Brent, tell us a little bit about your latest adventure when you went back there and pulled here a few weeks ago.
Yeah. That was quite the experience. Just I had a lot of hiccups during the trip as far as flight delays and all that. Getting there at the last minute and then rushing to get my tractor there, but we got it there. And the first night I was just a little bit worried about front end weight and stuff, and I didn't drive it how I wanted to, and we learned some stuff there. And then the second night we pulled, I did a little bit better driving it. Just needed to pick it up different gear. And
You got to remember, Brent's never pulled indoors, and now it's a whole different experience. Because the first time I did it, I was scared to death, to be honest with you. You're looking at the end of this 240-foot track, and there's a cement wall and a dirt pile.
Yeah.
And when you're in the seat, it comes up awful fast sometimes.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
there's a lot of stuff going on, and it was stressful, but we made it, and I was happy with my pass the second night, and
Good.
know what I need to do to improve. So
And didn't break nothing, so you're good to go, right?
yeah, I would say if you can drive it back on the trailer, that's a win.
Yeah, heck yeah.
How about you, Dylan? Did you break anything lately?
Yeah, turbo, pistons. Shit, what else? Yeah, I'm on a pretty good spree of breaking things right now.
Yeah, slow down.
That's been fun. Horsepower is fun.
Pick it up hard. Yeah.
Yeah. They cost lots of money.
It's every day, huh, Dylan?
Every day.
Yep. So, Brent, is the tractor back in Cali now, or?
It's not. I just talked to a buddy of mine today. He's going to pick it up into next week, hopefully, and bring it back over here.
Nice.
So I should have it here in a week or two.
Cool.
I got some
See it
little things I just need to work on, and it's not here, so it drives me crazy.
Yeah, I bet.
Drop it off in Bakersfield.
I haven't
Yeah,
seen
drop it off at Bakersfield.
No, I got to bring it home first.
Oh,
My data logger wasn't working when I was back east a couple weeks ago, so that was one of the issues I was having. Want to try to get that working and just tidy things up, clean it. I like it nice and clean.
You nice little polish.
Yeah.
So, Alan, under the influence isn't coming back to Cali anytime soon, huh?
We might bring it towards the end of the year. We're going to try to get her done, and we're going to go play a little bit back there. John Strickland back there, we need to go run with them guys. They're super good people. We'll go have a little fun.
Yep. Can't blame
Try to
you.
get a few of those poles and see what happens.
Yeah, I don't know how much you'll be driving.
Yeah, next year it's still the driver's seat, he thinks, but we might share it a little bit. I'm old, but I can still drive.
Yeah, we keep on hearing from Dylan saying that the old man's not in the seat no more.
Yeah. He thinks I'm just going to build tracks and not drive tractors no more.
That's a good setup for me.
Yeah, that is good.
I don't know.
I might get Bradley on mine this year too. So
Yep. The young kids need to start driving and keep our sport going. And
Yeah, got to get the young blood in.
Yep. Got to get the young ones going.
Oh, that's
pretty
all-
soon Bradley and Brent's boy Bradley and Dylan will be pushing me and Brent and Sam in wheelchairs, and we'll be trying to tell them what to do and everything. This has passed you guys up a long time ago, guys. We'll take care of this.
Their turn.
I cannot, and these guys say the same thing. I can remember when all the older guys out here, we referred to them and look around, and it's like, I guess we're starting to get to be the older guys again. Yeah. I mean, back in the mob days out here, I mean, you had Alvarez and Giletti's and and actually Jared Brisky that pulled, his dad used to pull, and so at least the second generation took over there. So
I think Derek's getting the Alvarez tractor back out.
yeah, that's what I've been hearing. That he's been working on it.
I want to kind of bring up something that's not going on right now, but our neighbor Dave Raymond down the road here, about a half mile, passed away. So I think we maybe need to have like a moment of silence for him. Just he's been pulling for a whole long time.
Good guy.
So
I agree.
I think we need to do something about that.
Well, let's have a quick moment of silence for Dave, and then we'll talk a little bit about Dave and his history. So, one quick thing before we get into Dave's history a little bit too. We've got another comment here from Susan. It says, "I'm still waiting to drive."
Sam.
Sam.
You know what, Susan? We're going to put you on that orange tractor the first time. You need to
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, because it's easy to drive.
yeah.
It's real easy to drive. Clutch is easy. Everything's easy to drive on it. Steers easy like a dream.
We got power steering for you, Susan. You'll be like,
Yeah, we had to do that for Dylan because Dylan gave us the orders in the beginning day of that tractor being built. There was only two things he wanted. He said, he goes, I want 2 exhaust pipes and it has to smoke. That was all he wanted.
that's all he cared about.
Twin pipes.
Susan said, "Hell no, green only."
Really? Okay.
Sam should buy her a green Corvette.
Drive the tractor.
Sam was doing some work at his house on Dylan's tractor, and Susan called me and said, I don't want this orange thing in my garage. I said, come on, Susan. Well, you're going to have to just deal with it for a little bit longer. That worked out.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Well, talk a little bit about Dave and his history, like Money Pit and all that stuff.
Sam, you need to start there.
Well, I don't know what year Dave bought the Money Pit. I know the tractor came out of Alabama and it was a light super. And so, I mean, he bought that, and the class out here was the heavy class. So, I mean, he had the small motor running. I mean, everybody else out here was running you know, 400 series motors, international gear stuff. So that tractor was kind of outclassed for, well, at the time, 7500 was super stock class. So as time went on, I mean, he had a lot of problems with that tractor.
Yeah.
I remember.
He got that thing. I mean, and we all kind of used to joke about it because it had 2 gauges on the top of the hood panel. And so, I mean, that thing would be lucky if it made a pass without something going wrong. And so we used to joke because he would about have his helmet off and on those gauges before that tractor quit rolling. And so, I mean, that was kind of a standing joke with that thing. But later on in years, it's like he got that thing running a whole lot better. And then he used to run that tractor in the modified class out here, which was, what is it, 55? 5800. So yeah, he was running in the 5,800 pound class. And he was a very good competitor with that tractor in that class. And so kind of how the name come about for his current tractor that he had is he went down to Cal Poly pull with that tractor. And that thing broke one of the final drives and it spun it around. And I mean, it shook him. And I mean, it knocked him out. And I didn't go to that pull. Alan was down there.
Oh, wow.
After that point, after Alan's walking back in the door here, you need to enlighten on this deal with Raymond, the Cal Poly deal with the 180 when he got knocked out down there, and how the name for his tractor Lights Out come about, because that was all you.
Well, we were down in
No, Cal Poly pull. I was staying at home.
no, it wasn't Cal Poly.
Paso Robles?
It was past Robles, I think. Or further down.
I didn't go to the pull. I just know because I got the phone. That's all.
Was it Santa Maria?
Santa Maria. That's where it was.
Yeah.
So Dave goes down the track on that 180?
Yeah.
180. And it had those weird planetaries the way they were set up with that long
Yeah,
deal,
that's
The
basically.
arm on it.
So when the bolts broke, and that thing in about a split second just went bum, 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 and his head was bouncing across that roll cage. So we went on the track. I thought he was dead.
Oh, gee.
He was just knocked out cold. The paramedics wanted to cut the cage off because he didn't have a quick release steering wheel. We couldn't get him out of there.
Oh, wow.
I said, nah, we'll get him out. So we kind of wiggled him out of there. He was knocked out cold, went to the hospital. And so when he was talking about building a new tractor, I said, I got your name. Yeah, what's that going to be? I said, Lights Out. What's that mean? Dave, you're the only guy I know in our little deal here that actually went to sleep in the front of the whole crowd. So that's what it's going to be. He started laughing. So that's how the name came about for the tractor. So that's what.
Yeah.
Everybody gets a nickname.
And a side note, he's one of the only ones I've ever known to go to a tractor pull, an indoor tractor pull, and sit there and fall asleep while watching the show.
Yeah. Him and Leroy did that quite often.
Because you got a picture, I think you or Brent's got a picture of him and Leroy out cold.
If me and Sam went, we had a little excuse to fall asleep in Louisville if we weren't pulling and Brent, because we might not have got to sleep till about 4:30 in the morning. There's a little extra activity in the evening.
Yeah.
Actually, Dylan had a little bit of activity a few times with us back there too. So
That's a fun activity.
yeah.
Well, that's all part of it, right?
Did the tractor sell yet?
No, not yet.
We've had some pretty good interest, a lot of phone calls. Guy from Europe was real close the other day until he found out it was about 50 cubic inches over their limit, so he had to back up. So
Oh, damn.
we're gonna try to sell it. See what happens.
Yeah.
Dylan seems to want to buy it, but he's just about 195,000 short.
No, no.
I was going to give him the benefit of the doubt. I was going to say about 190 short.
Well, maybe you threw in that orange tractor. It might be worth something.
Yeah, maybe.
Dylan, tell him what you want. What you want to build.
I want a twin engine Alki tractor.
There you go.
That's what I want.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember Alan talking about he wanted a multi-engine tractor, so or to drive one. So if you make one with two motors, you might as well get with the other two. That way.
You don't want V8s.
No, these are the motors that are in my Dodge tractor. Two of those motors.
Yeah.
Those two nice Brent Long motors sitting on the front of an Angler chassis. Looks so nice.
Would look nice.
When you're bored, go on YouTube and look up
Double stuffed.
Yeah. Double stuffed. It was a pulling tractor that
Yeah,
Larry Roberts
Picture
had.
of that book up there.
Yeah, that thing was mean.
Two of those motors will give any four motors all they want and more when they're running right,
Yeah.
or five motors.
That tractor Top Gun.
We're just about $400,000 or $500,000 short on building one. So
Yeah.
Just a little.
It is. Want to be a millionaire pulling? You gotta $5 billion.
Say it, Chris. You got covered.
You want to be a millionaire in pulling? You got to start out as a billionaire.
Not wrong. Not wrong.
you know, Sam can vouch for this. Probably we've always probably kind of been the scrapper guys that run with a little less than everybody else has. Kind of like our orange tractor deal. We're running a little smaller cubes than everyone else, a little smaller turbo than everyone else. And we just try to go out and tune on it and have some fun. And that's kind of what it's about right now.
Yep, exactly.
Well, there's a thing to say about doing more with less.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes it's almost boils down to where it's like, okay, I don't have this, that's the latest thing or that. So it's like, all right, what can I do with what I got and try to just make it the best I can do and go try to make the best pass I can do and do that. So it's like.
The sad thing for us, it's really not about the competitors that we run against. It's about us trying to improve our rig a little better each time we run it. For Brent, for Sam, for Doug. It's like, this is what we try to do. We download our computers. We see what we can do. Let's try this. Maybe it doesn't work. But we're always trying something to try to improve what we're trying to do.
Yeah.
Well, I also think that plays into everything in the sport of pulling. I know out here on the West Coast, and I'll use us in this group here as an example. You know, Alan and I always talk. We talk at least once every week or once every couple of weeks, and Alan will have some ideas for me with the truck. You know, everybody tries to help everybody in the entire sport. Doesn't matter if you're a tractor guy, a truck guy, diesel guy versus alcohol. Everybody's trying to help everybody because in the end game, it's just building up the sport.
Yeah, you can learn something from everybody. That's a fact.
Yep.
I mean, it's like you're always learning something new. I mean, it's like things change in this deal, and what worked yesterday may not work tomorrow. So
Just because you got a tractor, that don't mean you can't learn something from a truck guy that helps you make things happen.
yeah,
And that's just what it is.
sometimes
there's-
it is. So yeah,
There's a lot of times when we're at the same shows and stuff like that where if Dylan runs before me, Alan will come up to me right before our class starts and say, hey, you know, we might want to start looking at this side of the tractor. This side's going to start coming in a little bit better. Or if Chris and I and Jason run before Dylan runs or before Sam and Brent run, Alan and I will sit there and talk about how it felt where I went. We'll exchange notes and go back and forth on it.
Hey, John, we usually are behind you guys, and you guys tore the track all up for us. So then we got to try to figure out where we're going to go.
Well, you got some big tires. You leave all them big holes in the track.
Yeah.
We only need 2, you guys leave 4.
Yeah, we're trying to dodge them. We're going like
Your 2 are bigger than our 4 put together.
Yeah.
Those
Get
darn
them right in the hair dryer.
Short beds.
Short bed, yeah.
I think Chris and John, they just go out there and cause trouble all the time. I think that's what happens.
Well, I know Chris causes trouble.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Sorry, Chris.
Well, it's like Chris, the poor dude against the Dodge guys. It's all good.
So the GMC beats them all.
We got to
Yeah, you
pick
know
on
what?
him.
I'm trying to think, hear what year it was, but when the 50th happened at Bowling Green, Alan was going to that poll. And so before we left, I was thinking about it one day, and I talked to Alan. I said, "Hey, Alan," I said, "we got to come up with a goal, because I go, if we go there without trying to accomplish something, we probably won't do worth crap." I go, "We got to have a goal, what we're going to go down there and try to do." So,
Yep.
Our goal was to get into the Sunday show, and you can ask Brent. We didn't think we were going to get in because Alan had a pass that got over to the sideline. He had to get on the brake hard, and so it hurt him. So we didn't think we were in. And so we were kind of all ticked off, you might say. But then I think somebody ended up getting DQ'd or went out of bounds. I can't remember
Somebody
what.
else,
I don't remember.
I
what.
went off because I was like, I'm going to let off.
Well, he was afraid he was going to run well and bang it, so
Yeah.
he didn't want to do it.
We had it cranked up pretty hard.
He ended up sneaking in though, and
Yeah.
ended up 3rd.
I remember wandering around somewhere and Brent texted me, "Hey, Alan's in." And I was like, "Cool." So, yeah, we made it to Sunday. That was our goal.
Yeah.
Third.
Bowling Green's a big thing.
That's awesome.
That's probably one of the biggest things in our polling deal
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
no kidding.
for us guys.
Well, that year in down in Louisville, that was a good deal.
Louisville was good too.
I remember Rags got 5th that one year in the 4-wheel drive.
Yeah.
Green.
I think that was the year after
Year after
the
year?
50th.
What was it?
When Donnie got fifth.
Yeah.
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 Mhm.
Yep.
That's a pretty big stage compared to what we do out here.
Oh, yeah, imagine.
I can't imagine.
I mean, Bowling Green, the first time you go there in your life, you're gonna. It's very impressive. The vehicles that are there, the spectators. If you can do something in Bowling Green, you've done something.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's a big deal.
Yep. Donnie said the crowd never leaves. It's like they're there all the time.
Now, if you go to the campgrounds after the tractor pull, if you're tough enough, they'll be out there. Them guys, they'll have fun until the tractor pull might not be over until 11:30, but 4:00 in the morning, there's still lots of fun activities happening in the back.
Oh,
Well, between where the floor seating is and the barrier, all there is aluminum cans there. So it's kind of like every now and then they watch some pulling, but other than that, they're pretty much sitting out there
Party on.
Drinking beer.
drinking beer. Every now and then watching some pulling.
well, that's the way to go.
The crazy thing was, is what year was it? It was the Sunday morning deal. Were you down there? You were. It was whatever year it was when Jack Kuhlmeyer sent his 3406. His quickest 3406 takeout ice cream, but
That was the 50th.
yeah, we were sitting down right in front where that thing.
Yeah, we're in the front row. Me and Sam.
First thing in the morning when that happened, and all of a sudden we're looking at each other, and pistons are hitting the track, sizzling, and we're just like,
Oh,
Sam looked at me and said, I could never take out a 3406 that fast. It flew out the front.
Yeah, just went, "Yeet."
need a little more boost, huh?
Yeah,
That helps.
That's probably one of the most viral pulling videos ever.
Oh, yeah. Big time.
I mean, the funny thing is, we were like in the second row on the track.
yeah, we were sitting down because early we just went and sat in somebody's chairs down close to the K rail. I mean, we
lawn
were,
chair seating.
yeah, we were right. I mean, it literally was in front of us.
And me and Sam both looked at each other like, what just happened? It was pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Pretty interesting.
He sold that truck.
Yep.
It's now called the Extinguisher.
Yep.
They had it. They had it Pullers Championship last year.
Yeah.
That had to have been a loud pop. That had to have been.
Man.
It was so quick that it was just wow. It's yeah.
It was a runner too. He was winning everything there for a while with it. Boy. That's a shame.
You got nothing to say, Dylan. You're being pretty quiet over there.
Y'all are talking. I'm like, no one's listening.
You guys, that's the whole reason you're on here, so everybody can listen to you guys tell your stories.
Yeah.
We'll just shut up. We'll let Brent and
Yeah, Brent and Dylan need to talk. Me and
Yeah,
Sam
we're
can
gonna
talk.
relax.
I'm gonna have a cocktail and listen to these boys.
All right, Brett, what we got to say?
I don't know. I just got back and watched the farm show last weekend. And those are always good times, late nights.
Yeah.
But it's funny, you know, I'm a nobody. I go back there and there's people I've met over the years. And then it's like you find some of the top running guys in pro stock class and they're talking to you and they're asking you things that you think they might be able to do. Just trying to figure out, you know,
That makes you feel
where
good.
they might be missing a little bit or
That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. That's really cool.
yeah, it's like it's pretty neat that they ask us for advice when they're the ones back there, you know, doing it week in, week out. And
But you know what? Sometimes somebody sees something that maybe and it sparks something for them. So that's what I said. It's like somebody sometimes will say something. You're like, "Man, I never
Fresh
thought
set of eyes. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why you watch every class that's happening out there. You can learn something. If you want to learn something, you'll learn something.
Yeah, you just start studying stuff.
I know a young guy that comes in my room about every night with some ideas for a tractor.
I wonder who
I
that
was
is.
watching this and I was watching that. Let's do this and let's do that. And we try to incorporate some of that. And that's the way he's going to learn. And he'll be better than all of us because he's learning from us and plus we're learning from him. So it's a good thing. He loves the sport. It's about loving the sport.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if you're a diehard, it's more about the. I mean, everybody goes out there to try to win the deal, but if you care about the sport and you like the sport, it's like, it's it's not about all the glory or whatever. It's actually about the camaraderie. It's like we go to the polls and I mean Brent, Brian, and just some of the other guys.
Susie boys, Harry boys.
It's like you hang out, you have a little rivalries or whatever, and
Yep.
it makes it interesting.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
We've had lots of rivalries and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Because at the end it's just fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you gotta have something to get up for. I mean,
Yeah.
that's
Live in it.
something to get up for.
I always have new ideas.
I mean, I love competition because man, it always makes you get better. I mean, you have to get better.
Yep.
just the sport in general, it's amazing the people you meet and how many you get pulling.
There's how many people we've all met from tractor pulling that we would have never known in this world if it wasn't for tractor pulling, to be honest with you.
100%.
Didn't know you from tractor.
Yeah.
That's how we met.
I mean, there's a lot of great people. Wayne Purser back east, Mike Connolly,
Dude. Yeah.
Engler, the Wildmans. I mean, Smuckers. I mean, there's tremendous people that we've met in our journey of what we do because we all love it. It's been really good.
Yeah.
Rex Kuhn, he's helped me out
Rex
a bunch.
Coon, yeah, Super Rex.
That's not T-Rex.
It's a lot. It's good.
Well, we wouldn't be doing what we're doing right now if it wasn't for this sport. I mean, getting to know more and more people across the United States, and even with Schultz and everything else, and discussing putting this together, and getting that camaraderie going now between all the states and across the whole United States. It's picking up, and everybody's getting together and talking, and just like it's been said a million times before, we started getting more and more people talking back and forth between California and the entire West Coast and the Midwest. Is like Schultz said that one time, everybody out there thought this was nothing but palm trees and beaches.
Yeah. Didn't know we had pulling out west.
Right.
Yeah. I was going to say, not all of us are weird in California. I mean, we might be a little bit off.
We're a little goofy, but we're not totally.
We're not totally weird.
Sam's just inhaled too much.
Yeah, too much ether and diesel, maybe. I don't know.
I'll tell you a story about ether.
Oh,
And cold morning. Sam was sicker than a dog one morning. I mean, like ready to throw up and die. I think he had a severe flu, cold, whatever it was. We were over here, and I had the 6030. I said, we got a tune on this thing. So we fired up inside the shop, 6 o'clock in the morning. The shop is full of smoke. I can't breathe. I'm crying. I pull off this thing. And he's sitting there looking at me, and he says, I think I feel better now. And I said, something with that was a long time ago.
yeah.
Just hearing it run, huh?
Yep.
Like that one time, Sam was in the hospital for a couple days. What'd you end up having? Valley fever or something? Or
No,
they never could.
no, it was.
That was some weird. What was that? We were going to bottle up some smoke for him, make him feel
Yeah,
better.
he wanted us to bring him a bottle of smoke so he could open the jar and smell it at the hospital.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
You gotta remember that. Just bring in some burnt diesel, huh?
Diesel fumes.
You gotta have the mixture of that and a little ether. It smells good.
So well, in the last 7-8 years, tractor pulling has really evolved out here and gotten better, and the competition's gotten better.
Boy.
I think that there's maybe some more people interested long term because some people get in pulling and you really think they're going to be around for a while and they're around for a couple of years and they talk like they're going to be in this, that, they like the sport. They're going to, I shouldn't say do it forever, but some of us probably will. And then all of a sudden, boom, you don't see them no more. They're gone. So, I mean, it seems like there's people that have long-term interest in it.
Are we really smart though? I mean, are they the smart ones? I don't know.
Well, this is a sickness, So.
It's a passion that burns inside of you, and that's just what
It's a good sickness though.
Because it's a lot of work and a lot of money.
Oh boy.
It's a lot of work, a lot of money, it's a lot of time.
Yep.
A lot of good
Everybody's
time.
got things that's going on, so.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I spent younger days when we were running super. I spent a lot of time away ranching, and I just think, we had a lot of fun. Especially with my brothers, all of us kind of doing it, and so we had a lot of fun in the '90s doing that. No doubt about it.
Yeah.
Stagno's watching. He said it's in our blood.
Yep.
Damn right.
Yep.
Yep. Good old Brian.
Brian's part of the Slater
Hey there,
Pro
Brian.
team too.
Yeah, Brian's one of the head.
He's stuck with us. He has to go and
Yeah.
do what we do, and we all have a good time together.
Yep.
I want to be tell them when we're out there, but you know what? When it's over, we all have a cocktail together and have fun.
Yeah.
And when we can't do that, we'll be done.
Yeah, that's what I mean. To me, it's more than just. Yeah, we all love to go run the tractor, but it's you look forward to seeing certain people. It's like, and it kind of sucks some of the shows where they separate the alcohol night and the diesel night because you got friends that run trucks or run tractors and you don't see them. So it's like, you like to see everybody and give everybody a hard time.
Yeah, he's trying to change that now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
we
mean, I understand some of it's what the fairs want, but I mean, it's just, when you're looking at the other side, you kind of like to see some of the other people.
But it's also too you see the trueness in it because like at some of those events where they split it up, there's a group of us that will go up when Dylan's pulling, I'll say Sonora, go up and while he's pulling Sonora, watch him and hang out with Alan and Sam and Brent and everybody. And then the following night they'll return to the same thing and they'll come hang out with us when we're pulling the following night.
Yeah.
It shows the camaraderie amongst all the pullers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Depends on how far you got to travel.
yeah.
Yeah, last year, I mean, I didn't even have to pull my tractor once, but I think I went to pretty much every pull around here.
You had a broken crankshaft last year, so you couldn't pull shit. So.
I mean, shoot, yeah, Brent, he went to a bunch of those pulls up north.
Well, he hauled Dylan's tractor, half of them.
Yeah, Brent's the reason my
Yeah, but
tractor
you went
was
up to that one pull up north because you and Bradley come up. You only could go to that one.
Oh, yeah.
But you come up there and it's helping out with track, kind of whatever.
Yeah, you kind of.
Yeah, you kind of.
You went to kind of.
Yeah, if it wasn't for Brent, probably, I mean, Sam, he hauled Sam. And,
Oh, yeah, Brent hauled us.
And
Greg
Dylan and Brian
us.
hauled us, and we all kind of teamed up together, put 3 in one trailer, and we took the travel trailer, and we all stayed there and had a great time in some of these faraway ones, and it just made it fun for all of us.
I think a 4-wheel drive will fit in there with you.
I don't know if we can fit any more of those. I don't know.
Yeah, there's about a half an inch between
Yeah.
each tractor when you got 3 of them in the trailer.
Yeah, that's pretty tight.
Just swing through Gardnerville here and pick me up, will you?
You know what we always say, John? I hate to say it, but I'll tell you. We tell the 4-wheel drive guys, we're just going to crush those and make soup for the place for the tractors.
Oh, man.
Don't hurt.
Just kidding. Just kidding.
I'm going to unplug your hair dryers next time I'm over there.
I was gonna say, Alan, you better watch it. You're gonna be helping with a 4-wheel drive here pretty soon.
That's okay. I'm good with that. I'm doing that. I think it'll be fun. I think it'll be fun.
So I was going to ask you, tractor guys. I remember years ago there was a 1066 International that pulled real strong out here in the West Coast. Whose tractor was that? It was International red one.
How long ago?
We're talking late, probably early 90s.
That was Tom Dompey's
Tom
tractor.
Dompey. Yeah.
That was our main rival competition.
Yeah,
That
he
was
was.
Sam's main rivalry with the super stocks.
Yeah, we were
That's
good. Wrong place to say, but yeah, I seen Tom here at Dave's funeral because years back we went to Canada one year pulling, and this was early
Hawaii
days.
too.
Yeah, I didn't go to Hawaii, but yeah, the tractors went to Hawaii too. 1 year to pull, but we went and pulled in Canada up there at the PNC, I think it was, and so we pulled like 2 times a day.
Wow.
Up there, and so Tom Dompey went. Gene Cope, which was another international that was out here. Dave Ramus with the AC, and the varmint went up there, and so we put them on actually on a hay trailer.
Wow.
And they all got trucked up there. Unfortunately, Dave's little 180 AC blew up on the first pass, so he was spectator the rest of the time. But Tom used to whip up on us all the time.
Oh,
And
yeah.
he used to tell us, "You guys will never beat me." And
That was all Hypermax stuff.
and that was all Hypermax stuff back in the day. And so the first time that we beat him, we didn't beat him with the varmint, we beat him with the Instigator. And we beat him with the 466, and he was running the 540. And
Oh, wow.
so we did it in Turlock, which was a big pull out
Seems
here.
like little AC.
And so it was that was a sweet win for, you could say, all of the team.
Right.
But we just had a good rivalry with Tommy. We were good friends, but yet, I mean, hey, it was like we wanted to beat him. And it was fuel for the fire because we told him, "You'll never beat me." And I thought, wrong thing to say.
When was that? Late 90s?
Yeah,
90s?
that was
Mid-
90s. Yeah.
So whatever happened to him?
Drink beer when you won, but we didn't want to drink beer when Sam won.
Yeah.
Whatever happened, did he just get out of pulling, or?
No, actually, he went back east and run for a while, and he went back and pulled with Edston
It's a lane, yeah.
for a while. Edston Lane, the
Yeah.
King of Smoke.
Yep, Kings.
And, then Esden actually bought that tractor, and after that, I know it got pieced out because obviously everything Esden has now is component tractor. But yeah, so I don't. But that's where it had went. But yeah, he
Wow.
put I think
I was
Esden.
curious. I remember that tractor always running pretty good out here.
Oh yeah, he was tough.
Yeah. Yep. Tough. That's how we feel whenever we can get around, some of these like Eric or Donnie. If we get around them guys, we're doing something.
Right.
You know that they got a lot of
Yeah.
Or that guy.
Yeah, that guy too. Yep. That guy.
Oh.
Yeah, he's pretty tough to beat too.
No.
Yeah. Gonna put more ducks in your seat next time.
Stag knows Sam is the legend.
Do what now?
He's a legend, man.
No,
Legend.
He's like a mad scientist when it comes to
No,
and
no legend. Just I don't know. Just like the sport.
All right, it's the mad scientist right there. He's the reason my tractor runs so good.
Mad scientist.
There's a whole lot of people why your tractor runs good. Not me. There's a whole lot of people.
Well, 90% of why your tractor runs.
Is that guy right there?
I
Just tuning on that thing and
I
making
would
sure we're
say,
running
no,
right.
I'd say that we had a whole lot of good people. You guys
Putting turbos back together in the sink and getting it done.
I've got
This year. What's
Tell that story, Dylan.
Last year was what? Was that Ukiah?
Yeah.
he blew it up.
No, we went to the first one and it slipped the wheel.
Yuba City.
Yuba.
Yuba City.
Yeah, Yuba City.
Yuba
Sam
City.
here redid my turbo in the sink of our camping trailer.
No, we just figured out what we were doing. We run to the next side, which really run good, and we kind of wounded your sheet metal.
Yeah, we wounded my metal a little bit, put some holes and things in it.
Your little fire.
Little strap, no little fire.
You got your little "I'm on fire" video.
Yeah. We had a lot of fun though.
That was a fun 3-day pool right there.
Yeah, that was fun.
That's only going to be another 100 hours of sand, and we'll have it all back where it was.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
You missed that.
Yeah, that was kind of a screwed up deal because we wanted to test it. So they were having the drivers meeting. And so I was the elected one on the seat. And I go, okay, so what the plan is going to take off. I'm just going to get on it and get off. But, well, none of us thought about sticking a bunch of weight up front so it wouldn't
Yeah, we
come
always do, but we didn't.
Yeah, we always do, but we're in a hurry. So I get on that thing and the front end goes straight in the air. And I'm like, oh, shoot, what am I doing? Try to back out easy. Well, we bounced one of the side panels off and I run over it. So that was that.
Oh,
That following day, after we get the,
really a crush, huh?
Dylan made
Yeah, it got crushed.
that pass that night. It run good. So we couldn't keep our hands off it for the next day. It's like, hey, what we did run pretty good. Let's throw a little more fuel at it and see how she acts. So
She acted real good for the first 337 feet.
yeah, the end of the run, the turbo kind of didn't like what we did.
My sheet metal, the other side of the sheet metal looked like
So I told Dylan, I said, that side's on you and this other side's on me. So
Oh wow.
And Alan's got to take care of both sides.
I told Alan, I said, hey, bro, I'm sorry, man. There was nothing I could do. And I mean,
We'll sand it down. We'll get it.
it's like when that panel went flying off, I was like, oh, you're kidding me.
It could have been worse.
Alan's the master paint sander.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me and my buddy Bob, we sand and paint,
Yeah.
sand and paint.
Yeah. Alan goes, I'm going to kill Bob. He's telling me I got to sand this thing 20 more times to put 50 more coats of paint on it.
That's okay.
It's beautiful
We tried
track.
a lot of fun, and we did it with a different color, which is a lot of fun.
and a
Because
small motor.
That's actually what made it fun because that was my second AC that we got to make run halfway's good. So
Yeah.
that was.
And we're not done yet.
They might have a nice surprise waiting for them next season.
I think they might.
Yeah. Biggest reason his thing runs as good as it does because there's a whole lot of good people helping out on that thing. I mean,
Yeah.
our good buddy Chris did a bunch of machine work on the motor parts and
Yeah.
my good buddy Wes on the cylinder head. Nobody better than that guy. So
We got we got some good people involved. Sam's one of the best motor builders in the world, I would
I
say.
know I wouldn't say that. I just I know enough to be dangerous.
He doesn't give himself any credit. I'd put him up against anybody.
He does one hell of a job, and that's what makes Dylan's deal tick. And Dylan does a really good job driving. I'm not saying that because he's my son, but that's the honest God truth.
No, you guys, you know what? When Dylan drove Wendell's Super Farm, and this was over at Leroy Rivera's because Bryce drove to his
It
mom
was
that
a birthday.
day.
It was our birthday.
Yeah. And so Dylan had never did it. So I told Dylan, I want you to do this, this, and this. And I'll tell you what, he did it to a T. And I mean, there's adults that you would tell them to do that same thing, driving it, and wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's like, I will say this, he picks up on it quick. I mean, it's just,
He just
he's good at doing
understands.
it. Yeah.
He understands the game. That's
I'm sure he's seen it a time or two.
Yeah.
You've seen it happen. So when's the first one for you, Dylan?
Maybe Turlock, or you gotta get my motor put back together and get some new parts coming for it, and hopefully we get to make it to Turlock and make a nice pass there and see what happens. Hopefully we stay ahead of them big motor guys still.
Yeah. That'd be cool.
He wounded it there last year, so he's got to get it fixed.
Yeah.
Parts is the big thing.
people over here often coil on him. They kind of outranked me, I guess.
Yeah, we put that cool pass on. We thought we'd jump up and run with Super Farm too, and yeah, we melted about 3 pistons.
It was a little warm.
Get them ordered quick because it takes a while to get everything.
Yep.
Yeah.
Parts are.
How about you, Brent?
Brent?
If I can get my tractor here in a week or two, I'll be down there at Brian's Hook in Bakersfield for my first one over here.
Nice.
The,
Sam?
the pulling around here has really gotten better and better. With the sleds and the tracks trying to get better and everybody trying to show up to all the pulls and make it good for everyone. It's
Just try to grow the sport out.
just to grow the sport. That's what it is. And it's gotten way better. It really has.
Yeah. Yeah, because there was a time when where things were kind of at a slump, and just you would talk to other people or they'd been around the pulling in a while, and they're like, "Oh, pulling's dying out here" or whatever. And I was thinking, like, well, I don't know, if pulling's dying, or when people are just tired, we need new blood. So I don't know.
I think we need to, as pullers, we need to try to get the crowds up too, because I know I've noticed the crowds going down, but some pulls, not all of them, some of them, and
it just seems like there's certain places where the people really come out. I didn't go to a pull last year. Where did you guys go?
Willits.
Willits.
No, not Willits. You guys went to the one.
So Paso Robles.
Yeah,
Paso.
I couldn't go. Yeah, because we had just had other stuff going on.
And we had a really good time there.
That was
Because you guys told me like there was one heck of a crowd.
that was a killer crowd in Paso.
oh yeah,
Yeah, that makes it nice when there's a good sized crowd.
When there's a good crowd and they're enthusiastic, it just makes you get up for what you're doing. It just,
right, exactly.
Well, you kind of look at it this way. It's like, man, when there's no crowd there, you're thinking like, well, this sucks because they ain't gonna have this full weekend. It's like, man, because whoever the promoter is or fair or whatever, you're like, man, you want it to be a good crowd. You want them to have a good show, enough equipment there so that they go like, hey, we want to come back and see this again.
Right.
Or hey, I want to build a truck for this,
Right.
Yeah, sometimes that's how it is. So yeah.
Like down there in Paso, to get the crowd into it, they had the open pits for everyone to go in there and
Look at all
look at all the trackers and the little kids to take pictures on the trackers and meet the drivers and the truck guys and all that, and
That's
see everything up close and personal,
That's what we miss out there in California is the way our rules are. The world is.
Yeah.
There's not enough open pits for the fans to come out and meet the drivers or see the tractor and ask them questions. And
They have time restraint on everything.
Yeah, the time restraints hurt us.
Yeah.
Well, most of them are fair pulls where it's on that time deal. And then the sad thing is on the backside of it is after you get done pulling and people do come down, everybody's trying to get loaded up and
Get home.
yeah. So
Yep.
It's really gotten a lot better out here, and I think it's going to continue to get better.
Oh yeah.
We all have to get better ourselves.
Right.
Be the best we can do to make the sport better.
Maybe try to get there earlier and get set up so that the fans can come and look at it if they want to come early. You know.
Yeah.
My time restraint going towards the evening. So.
Right. Yep.
Yeah, my first time being involvement with the fan involvement was like when we went to Sublimity for the first time. And having, the people come out on the track and visit with you and you sit there and you talk to them and sign autographs and everything else.
Yeah.
And it's so much interaction. I mean, we did it one time in, what was it, Grass Valley, Chris?
Yeah.
It was before the show. And just so many people come down and ask you about the truck and ask you about the tractors and they enjoy it. And I think it's a big thing to get more butts in the seats by getting more involvement.
Yeah.
Like when we went to the Pullers Championship, the first one last year, you had, and Alan and you guys know about this, is you had your pit pass, but then you also had your hot pass. So hot pass will allow you to participate in everything in the staging and behind the track and the track, but the pits were open to everybody. So there's people coming to your hauler and seeing you work on things and getting ready and getting the tune in. And people are always hanging around taking videos and pictures and checking everything out. And I think that's a big plus if we can get something like that going out here.
Yeah.
It'd bring a lot more people on.
Yeah.
yeah, probably certain shows you probably can do it if the facility will allow you to have it.
Turlock would be a pretty big one because the parking lot's right next to the pit area for us parking.
Yeah, I know. That would be
People
perfect.
in the parking lot first, and then and the inside the fence would be like the hot pit area. It's almost what it would have to be.
I know a guy that kept going to the bacon booth and selling shirts, and I never got any goddamn money. When it
Yeah, I
was
remember
all said
that deal. It's like, no, this one's for me. That's cool, man.
and done. You want to tell that story, Dylan?
Yeah,
Tell me. Bradley, we think
Yeah.
to Toma.
Yeah.
So it was mine and Bradley's birthday. We went to Toma with my dad's tractor. He stuck us in charge of selling the shirts, right? Well, we were supposed to split the profits. What was it, 60-20? Or 80-20? 80-20. He thought he was getting the 80. He wasn't getting the 80. I was getting the 80.
Well, I kept coming back. And I bought like 500 shirts that weekend, and it was like 20 left. And Dylan said, "Oh, here's your $100." I said, $100? Well, he went to the toy show and bought
Yeah,
and he bought this and he bought that.
he couldn't stay away from the bacon deal. He had bacon, whatever it was. over
Chocolate
there.
covered bacon.
Oh yeah, I know.
Like bacon,
Him and Brad
Grilled
grilled cheese sandwiches.
Yeah.
With bacon.
It's not allowed to sell shirts now.
No,
Bradley went around that weekend and got like 10 free shirts from all the pullers.
yeah, they gave us a lot of free stuff there. Talking to those guys.
Yeah, I remember Dylan come back. Hey, Dad, they have this tractor over at Torch. I think I'm gonna go over and buy that one. Pretty soon he come back.
In his suitcase with stuff to come home.
And then I think the next year we didn't go, we skipped a year, and the poor bacon guy went out of business. Without He couldn't survive.
He made his money and left. Nice.
Good old days.
I had to send Dylan a picture of my first Alice Chalmers shirt, and it was Dan's tractor, my girlfriend Alice, because I still haven't got an Orange Crush shirt.
They're in high demand and low supply.
Yeah, Susan will remind you of that. Where's mine? I haven't even got one. Yeah, what is she doing?
She doesn't want an orange shirt.
She
wants
hates
a
She
orange
won't,
shirt.
she won't even wear it.
She'll throw it down the toilet when she gets it.
Use that thing to build a fire.
Yeah, but Susan typed in Dylan's her hero, so
Yeah.
Susan's our hero.
Yeah.
Yep.
Susan keeps us in line because if we mess up, I told her Well, Sam told her last night that we're going to have a little thing coming on. She called me, she goes, she's not coming over there. You guys are going to have strippers. And I said, well, Susan, I was going to call you earlier to see if you'd be our stripper. She didn't think that was too funny.
So guys, I went home last night and I go, hey dear, where's my Orange Crush crew shirt? And so she's telling me where it's at. Why do you need that? So I told her what it's in, and she goes, no, you can't do that. I'm going to call Alan right now and tell him you can't do that. So I'll call Alan. She was kidding. So she calls Alan. She don't get him. So she leaves a message to him, and she's like, yeah, I hear you're having a party over there. There's strippers and all kinds of stuff going on, and no, Sam can't go.
And I told her, I have to call you. You're going to be our stripper.
You guys are bad. You guys are bad.
So, one of the questions that usually towards the later part of the show is, and I'll start off with Dylan, and I've got a pretty good idea what it is, but if you could take and drive any machine without responsibility of it, which one would you drive?
Say code 3, it'll make him feel good.
Yeah, I know what that is.
Ooh, that's probably.
Baby, you. Come on.
I don't know. That's hard. Well, there's a couple.
Old Sam.
Right there.
What you got?
Wayne's tractor, Wayne Purser's tractor for sure. I'd love to drive that thing. And then Larry Roberts' double stuff would probably be one of the top tractors right there I'd want to drive. That thing is wild.
Awesome.
Brent?
I've always liked the Pro Stock class, so really any of them. Any John Deere Pro
Yeah,
Stock,
pick one.
I'll be driving.
Pick one. Who's?
I don't know.
Pick. Come on. Which one's got your favorite sheet metal on it?
I don't know if I have a favorite sheet metal, but I mean,
As long as it was green, right?
yeah, if it was green, I'd drive it. I mean, either River Rat or Tinker Toy. I like those both.
Too bad.
Two good running badass shirts.
Atchison's, yeah. Cool.
Sam?
So does it have to exist?
He's in serious thought there.
Does it have to be
Sam
red?
has a mythical.
Sam has a mythical tractor.
Oh, yeah, the mythical one would be
Go tractor. Come on now.
the snow would be the varmint, the version I could build if I had money. Because there ain't never been a John Deere super stock that's ever dominated. So,
And if Sam had lots of money, it would done.
I know just from where we had things running at the last, where we were at, where things were at, and the path we were on. That, yeah, there ain't never been a John Deere that in super stock class. It's all red, so it's like if I had money, it would be my tractor again because I build a super stock through.
Alan?
Well, I like them all. I think if I had enough money, I'd probably like to have a Tim Engler 7-engine tractor just to say I drove it one time down the track. I'd probably ride
There you go.
diapers on the first time I drove it. But I think it'd be
Yeah, 7 badass Hemis on there. Huh?
7 badass Hemis would be unbelievable to run down the track.
As an exhibition deal, that would be wild.
I might have to wait a couple of years and see Wayne's getting in the tractor.
There you go.
That would definitely rumble.
So Uncle Sam with one more motor, huh? Dang.
Okay.
Yeah, but if you guys want to start a GoFundMe for Sam to build this mythical tractor,
Yeah, I'm still trying to piece that together. Mythical track.
I hope Susan played Lotto maybe to win. Right.
It's funny because
If Sam could do what he wanted to do with no money issues, I think all them boys back there would probably be pretty sorry.
I don't know if they'd be sorry.
We'd be right there.
I'm pretty certain that
We could knock heads with them
I
all.
think we could. Yeah.
I think we could.
it's funny, Sam.
We'll not be pitching parts left and right. That would be the goal.
Look out, Blackburn, here I come.
They all said with
It's funny Sam said that because Susan's comment was build the varmint.
Well, that's the one that's going to be a super farm.
well, they all said out here when we start building the AC, me and Sam and Dylan, and it's like, why are you guys building AC? I said, you know what? We're going to do something different, and people are going to think this thing's going to run, and it has run pretty well. And Dylan's done a terrific job driving it. So,
Been running even better with the green motor in it.
well,
No.
you know what? We've been talking about being a cross dresser and putting a big block deer in it, but we'll see what happens.
Cross.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do. You know what? It's almost funner to work with something that everybody else gives up on sometimes.
We're the underdog, so we like being the underdog. It's fun.
Yeah, actually, where Dylan runs, he's the underdog in class. So, I mean, smaller cube, smaller turbo. I mean, everything. So, yeah.
It's a little surprising of the head waiting for him in Turlock.
30-year-old tires.
Yeah.
Sounds like John in our class.
Poor John.
That's okay, John.
Oh, don't feel sorry for him. Trust me.
I think out of everybody that we pull with, John gets the most
He gets
trash talking.
He gets harassed.
John gets harassed all the time.
Maybe because he's like the TV king or something. I don't know.
He loves
Yeah.
it though.
They're probably those sirens.
He dishes it out too.
Flashing light.
I'm just gonna wait one day. I'm gonna right before a pull. I'm gonna sneak in John's pickup. I'm gonna cut the wires to a siren, and he probably won't even stop by. He's gonna be so messed up that it's not gonna work for him. He's just not gonna pull. He's gonna go home.
Cool without his wee woo. You got to have his wee woo on.
It's funny you say that, Alan, because we had a poll here, I think it was last year, is I go through my process when I'm getting ready to take off, and that damn thing wouldn't work. I'm beating on the dash, trying to get that sun. It screwed my pull all up.
I remember that.
Yeah, once you get a rhythm, and then
Yeah.
it's hard to.
Something throws you off.
It's hard to break that.
You
Yeah.
get that rhythm knocked out, and it's like, okay, what next?
Yeah.
But the first fire up of the season is like, oh, okay, what's the ritual again?
Yeah, no kidding.
I'll learn
Again, yeah.
the 51st dates, you know?
I mean, we can really throw a wrench in if you try to drive the duck. You know, if you get baby Huey, the throttle's on the wrong side.
So I gotta ask you, how did Chris get the name Duck? I want to know this story.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, when I first got in the operators union, the guys at work used to call me Baby Huey all the time. So when I had baby, I made it the truck a 4-wheel drive. I drove it to work, and they had a pull in Plymouth, California. And so I went to my first pull there and started pulling with California pull shows. And I put it on shoe polish on the side of the door, Baby Huey Special. And after that, it just kind of stuck. I just kept the Baby Huey name all through the years. I got rid of the special because I'm special enough. So
You ask your wife about that. No.
John Wood.
I just want to know one day when I'm
Sam, you don't see me.
What did you say, Alan?
I said, one day when I drive a 4-wheel drive pickup, I want to know where the brakes are at to steer it when the front end comes in the air to go down the track. How am I going to do that?
We hope that doesn't happen.
Okay.
We've seen the wild hair stand up before.
Yeah.
The one that's sitting right over there when the hitch broke and the front end went.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. The L hitch broke. I think there's a video of that somewhere.
Is that the truck Arnold has now?
Yeah. That's the old Wild Hare
Sitting 12 feet away from me right now
with no motor.
with no motor.
Tell him hurry up.
Such a shame.
Better get a motor.
Alan and I have been working on that.
Yeah,
He'll get one when he's ready. He'll get one.
gonna make it a super stock diesel.
Can you run a diesel motor in the one cars?
Huh?
Can we put an AC motor in a four-wheel drive pickup and go kick some ass?
There you go.
I mean, we're under cubic inches. We got a small turbo. Let us go play.
Go for it.
Can you guys run a diesel in the Pro One class?
That's what the Pro Stock or the Pro Stock.
Pro stock diesel class,
Yeah.
4-wheel drives. Yeah.
Oh, come on. Let's have some.
Oh man. If I can get it light enough, I'm with you though, right?
3.6 or 3.0. I can't remember on the turbo for
He's
the
under that.
super stock.
I'm under that. I can be under that.
There
Yeah.
was some joking around for a while of telling a couple of the Pro Stocks to get down to 6,200 pounds and pull against the Pro Mods.
Yeah.
Hope you brung enough.
Yep.
If I can get my tractor light enough, can I pull with you guys?
You'd be in your two-wheel drive, right?
I'm on a two-wheel drive.
Yeah, it'd be like the Bill box.
Yeah, your 2-wheel drive, your tires are huge.
Yeah, with the cool old
Randall.
Randall, yeah. The cool old truck, yeah.
That reminds me, and I think Sam and Brent might remember this too. Sam and Alan might remember it. Remember, it was back in I want to say it's the late '90s. Whenever the 2755 John Deeres, the Kubotas, all of them started getting really popular. We used to have the Rip and Ammonbossom Festival pull. And when we brought out all the 4-wheel drive tractors, orchard tractors, and they had a big pull off with all the 4-wheel drive tractors.
Yeah.
That was a kick in the pants.
Yeah, that used to be a pretty fun pull when they had that pull.
Let's
Yeah.
do it.
It was a roll of the dice on the rain.
I'll cut the tires on our orchard tractor and we'll go.
I'll tell you what, one of the funnest pulls in the old days for us was at Pete Stravendakis' place.
In the field.
Yeah, about 3 miles down the road here, huh?
Yep, we built the track. We hauled in some dirt,
Some clay.
some clay from his brother Stefan's down the river, and we built the track down there. And 2 months later, we had a tractor pull, and that was just the funnest.
That was in
event.
that early mid-'80s. That was
Mid-80s.
fun. That was fun. We were pulling stock and antique stuff, but we had a blast down there.
We had a blast down there. Fun.
Some of those little backyard, what we call them backyard pools and little ranch pools like that are always some of the most fun.
Yeah, get Garrett to have another one over at his place.
Yeah.
Yeah, tell Garrett to have one.
Yeah,
I'll tell-
we're here, and I think we're going to build a track in the back. So I think we're going to have a tractor pull.
Hey, you know what? Tell me a little story when Pete had that pull down there. He had this old water truck. And I'm going to let Alan tell the rest of the story because this is funny. Because Pete, if you knew Pete passed away several years ago, but Pete was a jokester. And so Alan kind of got a joke on him. He didn't like it too well. But
So we had this old water truck, and it had a nozzle that went inside the cabin, the shower head, and it went right on top of the driver. It was like an old truck. So I told Pete, I said, what you got to do,
Look at air conditioning.
real hard, and you pull this lever, and we were pumping manure water into the truck. So I said, okay, I got you. I know what to do. So
it was so funny.
we get it filled up for me and Sam were there. He pulls that lever and he's covered with shit water in about 1 second.
No.
He jumps out of that truck and he is so pissed, stomps off to the house. Okay, we're trying to work and all you guys are doing is screwing around out here. Me and Alan are dying.
That was the good old days.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
that was funny.
Oh, that was funny.
Pete was one of the pioneers of
Yeah.
pulling out here. Him
Yeah.
and Dan Quayle. And
I was like 17 years old, and I took his low bid. With like, I didn't have no class 1 license. I don't know where the hell we went, Sonora. And I think we had 5 or 6 antique tractors on that thing butted together. I drove it to Sonora. I think I pulled 4 of them and came home with people. I mean, we had a great time. Just what it was about back then. Trucking down the road.
Yeah.
yep, he supported that. He supported pulling till he couldn't anymore.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun even pulling antiques in the early days. I mean,
How about Gustine Parade? You want to tell them about that? Yeah.
so Gustine Parade was like 4th of July, because that's when that pull was. And so we used to take some of the tractors in the parade. So Alan had his Farm M, and I had Pete's John Deere G. And so
Which are all restored.
these tractors are restored cherry. And so me and Alan, it's 10 o'clock in the morning, and of course we had been partaking of some tasty beverages that morning. So we would go to the intersection. He'd go to one corner and I'd go to the other, and we're spinning hookers with the tractors. And we're doing this in front of the cops. And so, unfortunately, we both decided to come apart at the wrong time. We almost crashed, and we put like tire to tire.
Yeah.
And so then we were like, okay, we better chill out. But it was like we were having a blast in that parade.
We actually jumped off. I jumped off the tractor in the middle of the intersection, ran to the bar, got some beers for me and Sam to get back on the tractor and get into the parade.
Awesome.
Don't forget Susan's watching.
Susan knows this story.
Yeah, she knows it.
And John, what are you doing?
Long enough, she knows.
Checking the
Questions?
questions. Well, that's it. Speaking of Gustine, a couple years ago, we were at that pool, and that pool's been going on for what did we figure out? 37 years. This year will be 38, I think.
It's been a while.
Yeah, something like that.
July 3rd of every year. Well, it's usually one of the hottest pools, and we all jumped on side by sides this couple years ago and said we're going into town. So we went into town. We go to the downtown bar. Get in there. There's nobody there. This little old lady's running the place that owns it. And Alan decides he's going to become the bartender. So he started working behind the bar for the next 2 hours.
Attaboy.
I think like 12 hours later that night, Dylan and I took my Kawasaki mule through the
Mc-
drive-through at McDonald's.
We went and picked them up at the bar. It was like 1:30 in the morning, and we went to Grafty at McDonald's. We had to get the recovery food.
Hey, where were we at? Where we took this last year? Where we took the freaking gator down across the overpass?
Oh, that was at Brian's Pole, Madera. We took 2 golf carts
We thought, yeah.
across the over.
We went to get something to eat at whatever time it was.
Yeah.
Where'd you guys go?
You were
Jack in the Box, wasn't it?
I don't remember. I was having fun.
On the way back, there was a cop following us.
That's when we were like, we got to get back to camp. Yeah.
Yeah, we ate the Jack in the Box.
I was drinking someone's juice. I don't remember what happened that night.
Our trip in Madera last year on the gator, remember when we went across the freeway over there to go to Jack in the Box to eat? Yeah.
I figured I'd be in prison for about 8 more years, but we got lucky.
Yep. Well, guys.
Good deal.
Well, anybody got any more questions for the foursome here?
The fearsome foursome. No, I'm
Fearsome
good.
That don't sound right.
What'd they say?
I can't wait to see him and
I
go
mean,
do
so
some.
we're talking about, we are in California here. Is he? Yeah, I think so.
Well, as I know, these poor guys in this room right now have some brain problems, and we like tractor pulling, and we'll probably do it for another 20 years. So
Well, there we go. Yep.
Right on.
We hope so. Yep. Have
Same
fun.
with the rest of us.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it's about. Having fun.
you guys are all good people, and I think we got a bunch of great people in our organizations, and
Yeah.
we just want to go have fun and go tractor pull.
That's right.
Yep.
That's what it's all about.
That's right.
It's about, at the end of the day, it's about having a good time and good time with everybody that we enjoy time with.
For sure.
Yeah.
Our friend Brian Stagno told me many times, if we all can't go tractor pull and have fun, let's not do it no more. And I'm 100% with him.
Yeah.
If we can't have fun, let's not do it.
Yeah. If we're not having fun yeah.
Not worth it. Yeah.
Not worth. Yep. I agree.
Not worth it at all. Nope. We just need to get out there and get more people coming.
Get more people involved.
Get more young ones involved, like Dylan and
Well, we got Dylan and Brent's son Bradley on the BTPA board now.
nice.
The young guns on the board now, which is really good because they can learn something and help grow the sport of pulling out here. That's what we're trying to do.
Keep it going.
I mean, when I was a little kid, the crowd at Stanislaus Fair for the tractor pulls was huge. I mean, it filled up both sides. It seemed like.
Yeah. Yeah, I
They don't
remember
get
that.
more on the other side now.
No, it used to the crowd in Turlock in the 90s, the way it was.
That was crazy.
And it's part of it's because what the fair did differently, but
It used to be all the way around. It used to be a complete crowd all the way around.
We got down at 11:30 at night. We went there and bullshit.
well, they used to take an intermission, and I mean, it was just, it was like,
I told one of the promoters from the Turlock Fair is like, you got a couple $1 million worth of iron out here, and they're worried about what's happening on the free stage. No.
Yeah.
Let's get the tractors going and trucks going, and let's have a good time.
well, yeah, it's kind of like people from the local area and surrounding areas. So it's like, but unfortunately, some of the fairs is all about bringing in this thing in the almighty dollar and not about the local people. So that's what's sad.
Well, that's where we need to help. Like you stop and get food or whatever. Tell them in there, hey, you guys coming to the tractor pull tonight? You coming to the pull down here at the fair? So half the people that we talk to, they don't even know. They're like,
Right.
oh, there's a tractor pull tonight? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Even though it's on the radio or whatever, it just not everybody knows.
Yeah.
So every time you stop, go get something to eat, get gas, whatever, just talk to somebody and tell them, hey, you guys know there's a tractor pull down there tonight. That's where I'm headed. So,
Yeah.
bring
Sharing, getting the word out.
get the word out.
Yeah.
Gotta get the crowds built back up,
Bring more people into the sport, get a bigger crowd. It'd be
Exactly.
better for it.
I mean, they always.
Putting Dylan in his hair on the flyer.
Yeah. Yeah. On the milk cart.
Hey, let's not do that.
Yeah, like that little video when he kind of caught on fire there.
Yeah.
I'm on fire. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all good, guys. We got a good group of people, and we just need to keep it that way and go have some fun.
Absolutely.
Amen. Yep.
Start with the young ones. Right on, guys.
Okay, guys.
Hey, I'd like to thank you guys for coming on tonight.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you guys.
Yeah,
Thank you, guys.
For all you do. I mean, build tracks, work on stuff, whatever. You guys are on it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Thanks for
Thank you,
coming
guys.
on. Can't wait to see you.
Yep.
Yep.
You guys all going to Turlock?
We can get over the mountain. This damn snow would stop. Then we'll probably be there.
I take tips for scraping too. If you guys want to tip me while I'm out there.
I'll take a trip to drive my badass water truck.
You can't miss Brent. He'll be on the badass Blue Blazes scraper tractor.
There you go. Blue Blazes, huh? Okay.
New Holland here.
Yep.
Hey, we thank you guys, and we appreciate you having us on here.
Yep.
And
Thank you.
Thank you guys very much.
You bet. Take it
Thank you
easy.
guys. I'll see you guys later.
All right.
All right,
See you
guys.
guys.
Take
See ya.
care. Cheers.
Thank you.
You bet.
Okay, we
Yeah.
done?
Yeah, you're done. Dylan got to figure it out. And Brent.
Yeah.
I do.
No, we're just waiting on Schultz here. Schultz is getting the show down. I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in and watching. God dang, that's scary.
You're still on. There
Yeah,
it is.
this is great. So,
Where you at? You gambling?
Are you guys done?
how many drinks are you in?
A couple.
Yeah, we just finished it up. Just telling everybody thanks for coming on tonight. Tune in next